Welcome back, dear friends, to Taslima My Art. I'm Taz. Join me for this wet and wild collab hosted by the amazing Casey from CWV-Artistry. In this tutorial, I craft a stunning epoxy resin sea turtle using real beach sand, seashells, starfish and Let's Resin products, including the vibrant dyes and chameleon flakes. A big thank you to all my Patreon members, viewers and subscribers. And don't forget, if you like the products you see in this video, you can get a 10% discount from Let's Resin using the code TAZRESIN10. So guys, I'm super excited to get this wet and wild collab sea turtle going. I've got this gorgeous silicone mold. I think I bought this off Temu. I'm not 100% sure, I can't remember, it was a while back, but look at how glossy the inside of that is. I can't wait to get some real beach sand, seashells, starfish and Let's Resin products into this. But I think what makes this project really unique is my twist. I show you how to use dimensional or fabric paints inside the mold to create amazing shell details before pouring your resin. It's something that I haven't seen done before and the results are magical. So what you see here are pearl end pens from Viva Decor, which are a 3D dimensional paint, and I have light green and lime, and I have also got Dove Crafts 3D Pearl Effects paste, and this is brilliant. I'm going to use the green and then the gold just to outline around the shapes of the shell there that's in the mold. And these are 3D pens, so they're a lovely kind of raised surface, and I'm hoping when I pour my resin into this mold you'll still be able to see these on the other side. I will be using Let's Resin's amazing products in this video, like the Chameleon Flakes and their epoxy resin, as well as some of Resiners' amazing machines for resin art. Now the great thing about dimensional paint or fabric paint is if you make an error, it's very easy to clean up with a Q-tip or a cotton bud, as you can see, and it's easier on this silicone mold because of the fact that it's glossy or shiny. Now here it is complete, the first pattern, and I did follow the design of the mold itself. I'm going to use the gold next just to accentuate a little bit and provide some contrast. And it's so easy to apply this stuff, honestly, you've got to give it a go if you haven't. And you can create all sorts of designs within your molds with this type of product. So the first step of applying my dimensional paint to my mold didn't take very long. Here it is finished. It doesn't actually take long for this stuff to dry, and it was dry within half an hour and solid. And I'm going to use my Chameleon Flakes that Let's Resin was so kind enough to send me as a gift because they heard I was recovering from surgery, and I'm going to be using that using a paintbrush applied right onto my mold. I'll probably apply it to the legs and the head of the sea turtle, so it's very easily applied. You just pick some up on your brush and apply it around the silicone mold, and when it's a glossy mold it sticks a lot better than if it's a matte mold, I find. So again, I used two colours there. They were Let's Resin's blue and lime, and also a chameleon powder called golden blue green. Now the Wet and Wild Wednesdays collab is a new collab by Casey from CWV-Artistry, a dear friend. There's some great artists who've contributed this week, so do check them out on the playlist link below. I was so excited to be invited to grab my resin gear and make some waves, but anyone can join and do any kind of art or craft around the theme of wet and wild. Now for those of you who are beginners and learning resin art, I'm going to put up on the screen the tools and materials that I used for this project. You can freeze frame it and have a look, but you'll also find this in the description box below. Now what you see me doing here is use a pigment brush that I got from Temu, which is blue colour, and just do some dots around the arms and the legs and the head. I had fun using dimensional paint to draw the designs directly inside the shell of the mould and add those details and texture. Once secured, this should give the turtle a one-of-a-kind look, but you can add any kind of swirls or wave patterns that you like, which will show through the resin beautifully. The next step was to mix up my Let's Resin 1:1 epoxy. This one's measured by volume, so I'm just carefully pouring out part A and part B into my silicone cup. Now do remember, crafters, if you're using any kind of resin, you do need to consider your own health and safety. Do use a respirator, a good one, and glove up your hands as well. I'm going to do that in a second. And also make sure there's plenty of ventilation in your workspace. I do have my Resiners CurAir air purifying machine going on in the background here, and once I start mixing there will be TVOCs being let off, so please do craft responsibly. Next, I'm using my Resiners dual head mixer to mix my resin. This tool gives you an ultra smooth blend and no hand cramping whatsoever. Now we add our beachy treasures, sand from an actual beach from our holiday in Turkey recently, and little shells, pebbles, pearls, and even a miniature starfish. So I'm trying to select whatever will suit this turtle mold the best. These will sit in clear resin to give that underwater depth. To remove bubbles, I'm using the Resiners Airless machine, which pulls out trapped air without a torch, super safe indoors. And then I split my bubble-free resin into 3 parts. I add 1 part to my sand and pebbles, and with the other 2 parts I'm going to be adding a mix of turquoise and blue dyes for the body and the shell. I did reserve some clear resin too to layer in the sand and ocean elements and top up. I am getting pretty excited at this point to see how the head, arms and feet with the Chameleon Flakes colour shift in the light and hopefully give this turtle an amazing iridescent shimmer. And yes, you just saw one of the bloopers from where I actually knocked over my entire resin pot, but that was easily salvaged. Here's my resin dye and I'm popping that in after realising I hadn't actually put a pin into the top to open it up, but you only need a couple of drops. I want to keep it quite light so it's semi-transparent when I demold the finished turtle. So as you can see, I've tilted up my resin mould, my turtle mould, on a little pot, and I added the sand and resin mixture into the bottom half of the turtle towards his tail, and I'm just going to add the green resin dye in as well as some of the darker blue. So I'm going to darken one of the blue colours after I poured in half of it. Now you may not realise it, but I am pretty much a beginner at resin art, so I'm learning along the way just like you, and there's a couple of things I would have done differently on this project which I later realised. And again, everything looks easier in hindsight and we do learn from our mistakes. So a couple of things would be, I would have poured this in different layers and waited for it to harden because my sand actually moved around afterwards, and I also would have used UV resin to sort of glue down the starfish which floated up, as well as 1 or 2 pearls floating up. But again, I'm learning and I'm having a wonderful time learning new things all the time, so I will take this knowledge into the next projects as we all do. Having said that, this was a lot of fun to do. It's so creative creating resin art, and I think most of you who do this know how wonderful it is when you demold and see a finished piece and it looks stunning. It did look stunning despite the starfish floating off and wandering off, but you'll see the end result in a moment. So I'm putting some shell shards in, little pebbles, and then I'm going to just put in my blue resin in there now. So I put blue near the coastline at the bottom, and I'm going to put the turquoise up top, and there's a little bit of green as well in there. So I love those shell halves as well that you see there. A friend of mine sent those to me. They're beautiful, aren't they? So I top up the mould to almost the top with what resin I have left, and I pour it into the arms and legs as well. As so, and again, how fun is this? It's really exciting making something new. The fact that these are all sitting in semi-clear resin hopefully will give it that underwater depth I'm looking for. I'm already loving all of the embedded beach elements in this piece. So I'm wondering, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this new creation. Next, I used a lollipop stick just to get all of the different beachy elements into position and make sure all the resin is right to the ends. I've popped it into my Resiners CurAir machine, and I'm going to wait till tomorrow to demold. Now what you're seeing here is me having a look at all my different resin additives and things that I would pop into resin, from glitter to stickers to decals and shells and stones and different crystals and shell shards, different types of metal bits. I mean, there's so much stuff here, and I can't wait to start planning my new project. If there's anything you really want to see, let me know in the comments. So roll on the turtle's time in the CurAir curing station, which helps speed up cure time and avoid dust. So it's the next morning and I can't wait to do the demolding. You can already see right the way through the turtle mold pour, and you can see that my starfish, I should have popped it down with some UV resin so it stayed in situ, but it did float up overnight, I'm afraid. We've also got a pearl that's floated up and another one, but you should still be able to see them through the resin on the other side with any luck. And I've also got a couple of bubbles formed that I should have probably been checking back and getting rid of those, but that's fine. I mean, it looks really interesting, doesn't it? The sand is pooled in the middle a little bit. I did want it up the edges, but I'm not too bothered about that. I think this should look good, and you can see all of the paste that I put around the turtle shell is quite visible from this side. We also did a tiny little coaster here, which I really like. There's a little hole there, I can fill that in and top this up anyway, so I quite like that, but we will demold that as well. So let's get on with it. Let's look at the other side. Look at the sand. This sand is sand we collected on a beach on holiday in Turkey, so it means something to me as well. And again, it's not filled up right the way to the top, but that's fine with me. And the other side looks like this. So let's try and pop this mold off. It should be pretty easy to demold this one because it's quite flat and quite easy to demold, I imagine. It takes about 200 milliliters of resin to fill this one up, which is not a lot. So I'm going to try and find out what all my molds take in terms of volume of resin. That's it. Let's do the head first, shall we? I'm going to make sure it's definitely cured. Okay, the mold's pretty clean, so I don't need to clean that up too much. And now, ready for the big reveal. Shall we have a look? Ta-da! Whoa, look at that! There's the sand. You see the rocks and that big piece of shell there. And the starfish is barely visible, but you can see it if you look carefully. And the pearl is down there as well. And the feet and the arms, I've got this lovely iridescent colours on them. The chameleon colours. I really like that. What do you guys think? It's different for sure, but I think it's really pretty. Look at that. Right. Fabulous. Oh, let's have a look at his head. So I'm going to colour in his eyes as well a little bit. I know you might use some of my gravy markers for that. But otherwise, he's really good. He's perfect. I really like him. I hope you do too. Let's just demold this one. It's a little coaster thing. It's only a small piece. Whoa, look at that. That's really lovely as well. I will fill this little bubble in with some UV resin. But other than that, I don't really need to do much to it. It's lovely. I love the edges to this. Lovely. And the sand, perfect. So smooth on the back as well. So I'm really, really happy with this. These two are perfect. I really love them.
You and me stuck on the ocean now. Nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. All my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home. Our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the glamour shots. I really am in love with this turtle. It's glossy, colourful and has so much depth, and the shimmer from the flakes and beachy elements make it just so stunning. Check out those close-ups. Every part of the turtle tells the story. You've got the ocean colours, the beach floor and that unexpected painted texture from the dimensional paint. So as a quick recap, we used fabric or dimensional paint for a custom mould effect. We layered with intention for that ocean vibe. We used the Resiners machines to make our resin life easier and experimented with Let's Resin pigments and flakes which really pop. Don't forget to use my discount codes below to save you some money. So that's it from me today. If you enjoyed this project, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your favourite part and subscribe for more resin art tutorials. A huge thanks again to Casey for hosting the Wet and Wild Wednesdays collab, and I can't wait to see what everyone else created. See you in the next video, stay creative and keep crafting. Oh, and don't forget, every Saturday at 5 PM EST, 10 PM UK, I have a collaboration called the Creative Art Collective, so do join us for some great art and some fun in the live chat.